Today we're going to look at the skill theme of dribbling, primarily as it relates to dribbling with the hand, which would be most often used in the sport of basketball. So when we look at dribbling, we have three cues that are very important for us to recall when we think about dribbling. Number one, finger pads. So when you're talking to the students, one of the very beginning activities that I do with children is, especially at the kindergarten age, is I'll have them trace their hand, and then I'll have them identify for me where they're supposed to dribble the ball with, or what part of their hand they're supposed to dribble with. Many times students will color in their entire hand. Occasionally you'll have students who will actually color in the tips of their fingers, otherwise known as finger pads. The second cue is knees bent. As you can see in the picture, gives a good example of keeping the knees bent, keeping good flexion, because the closer you are to the ground, the better it is for you to maintain good balance, but also to maintain possession of the ball and control of the ball. And then finally, the third cue that you want to reinforce is hand on top of the ball. Many times when children are learning how to dribble, they want to slap the ball instead of having the hand make contact with the top of the ball. So again, when you're evaluating students and their dribbling skills, watch to see if they're using their finger pads, see if they keep their knees bent, and also watch to see where the location of their hand is as they are dribbling. So when we look at some key cues, we want to look at the difference between beginning dribblers and more advanced dribblers. So with beginning dribblers, you have finger pads, you have knees bent. You also want the ball out to the side a little bit so it doesn't make contact with your legs and get away from you. That's one of the primary mistakes that children make when they're learning how to dribble, is they keep it too close to their body, it hits something on their body, and the ball gets away from them. And then you want to keep the ball about waist high, which would be a medium level. You're going to have them practice doing low and also high, just to kind of have an idea of what it feels like to be at the three different levels, but you want them primarily to focus on trying to keep it at about waist high. And then for more advanced students, you want them to practice the concept of keeping their eyes up, as the boy in the previous picture was doing. Keep it closed, waist high. So again, that's not going to be very different from the beginning dribblers, because dribbling in general, as it relates to dribbling with the hand, you're typically going to try to aim for the medium level. And then finally, ball, body, and defense. In other words, you want to make sure that you use your body to help protect the ball. You want to make sure that you're dribbling in a way that you're not only playing offense, but you're also playing defense, because you're the protector of the ball. So when we think about teaching dribbling, and we think about starting from the pre-control level, and as we move up, look at some of the examples of starting from the very beginning, the foundational level, and look how it progresses as we move to each level. So with pre-control, striking the ball down repeatedly in self-space, then walking and dribbling. So you're going to do most of your pre-control dribbling skills in their own space. And then as they master that, then you can start to have some movement, but very little. Making contact with the ball so that it comes back while in a stationary position. So in other words, once they hit it, they apply enough force so that the ball comes back up. At the control level, you're going to vary the dribbling, different heights, positions around the body, still staying in self-space, but also exploring some of the general space around you. Dribbling with a non-dominant hand. As we know in basketball, it is very, very important to be able to use both hands while dribbling. Even though it may be awkward for young children, it's important that they learn how to dribble with both hands. And then finally, dribbling while traveling. Now they're going to be doing a lot more movement as they understand how to maintain control of the ball. As we move up to the utilization level, beginning dynamic game-like situations. Continue dribbling with combining dribbling with other skills. So for example, maybe they have to dribble and pick a cone up off the floor, as is portrayed in the picture below. Dribbling with either hand without looking at the ball. So maybe you have them looking up, identifying pictures on the wall, identifying targets. Maybe you have them look up and try to knock away the ball from someone else. So it's game-like, and you're giving them multiple things that they have to focus on, instead of just that one thing. And then we continue to progress when we get up to the proficiency level, help children develop an automatic level. Again, we want to see mastery start to occur, task focus on changes in speed, direction, and pathways, and then strategic development. So you're going to incorporate a variety of activities which is going to help them understand how to dribble and move at a very high level. So again, when we look at the progression with proficiency, small group basketball, dribbling and throwing at a target, dribbling and passing in game situations. So again, giving them multiple objectives in the course of one activity. Utilization, dribbling against an opponent one-on-one, dribbling and passing with a partner, dribbling around stationary obstacles. All these are examples of the utilization level. Control level, moving switches. In other words, being able to switch hands while they're moving, dribbling and traveling, again moving around the general space. And then finally the pre-control level, and as you'll notice at the pre-control level there's only 3 that are listed here: dribbling and walking, bouncing a ball continuously, bouncing a ball and catching it. So a child typically is not going to stay very long at the pre-control level, but they will spend a lot more time at the control level and the utilization level as they progress towards that level of mastery.